Former Ohio Senate President Bill Harris passed away this morning at the age of 83. He was a public servant from Ashland County. Ohio State House newsroom reporter Jason Aubrey takes a look back at Harris's service to our state and country.
Bill Harris spent 15 years here at the State House, 6 of them as the president of the Senate. Before that, he sold cars after serving in 2 wars. News spread quickly Monday morning that former Senate President Bill Harris had died.
He was a pillar of the Ashland community and someone that will be deeply missed.
Harris's service started at an early age as a machine gunner and platoon commander in the Korean War and with 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. In 1994, he heard the call to serve once more and was appointed to an open house seat.
My objective, number 1, was try to convince people in Columbus that profit was not a bad word.
After several years as a representative, Harris was appointed to a Senate seat and would serve there for 10 more years, the last 6 of which were as president. His leadership style was one of cooperation.
Are we going to agree with the other side of the aisle all the time? Probably not. But that doesn't mean that we ought not to have a direct communications and talk with each other on a continuing basis.
The first woman who served as Speaker of the House, Joanne Davidson, worked with Harris and had this to say about his passing.
But I was so saddened because of the kind of person that he was and what he brought with him, the standards that he brought with him in as a legislator.
Specific funeral plans are still being worked out. At the State House, Jason Aubrey, NBC4.
New details